For this project, I first headed to Home Goods near me and spotted this cute metal hanging cauldron that had to come home with me. Then I checked out the candle section at the Dollar Tree and grabbed 8 orange pillar candles, a couple white ones, and 1 black one. The first task was melting down the candles. Once the water was boiling, it took about 15 to 20 minutes for the candle wax to be completely melted. While the candle wax was cooling slightly, I shifted my attention to the cauldron. First, I removed the cauldron from the stand to make it easier to work with. Then I hot glued 2 of the candle wicks to the bottom of the cauldron, making sure they were spaced evenly. Once the candle wax had cooled slightly, I filled the cauldron with orange wax. With the remaining candles, I decided to make some wax melts. I played around with mixing white and black and white and orange wax. To create a marble type effect, I used an old paintbrush to paint a thin layer of black wax to the outer portion of the mold. Once that thin layer of wax was cooled, I added in some white wax to the black and orange to the white. I used a hairdryer on the highest setting to melt the top layer of the wax in the cauldron, then began placing the wax melt all around the inside of the cauldron, making a sort of bubbling effect. The final step was adding the cauldron back onto the stand, and now I have this cute DIY bubbling cauldron candle that's perfect for spooky season. I hope this cauldron candle tutorial inspired you to make your own this Halloween.
Grab some small white pumpkins and 2 hanging baskets from your local dollar store. Remove the chains from the hanging baskets and set them aside. You'll use them later. Take some zip ties, flip one of the baskets upside down, and connect the 2 baskets together by zip tying the middle where the baskets meet. Take a eucalyptus garland, or any type of garland that you like, and twist the wire end around one of the spokes of the wire globe. Start to wrap the garland around the bottom half of the globe by feeding the end of the garland in and out of the basket spaces. This can take a little time because you don't want to strip any of the leaves off the garland as you work. Take your time and move the leaves through the spaces as you wrap the garland. Twist, move, and arrange the leaves so they face outward and cover the bottom half of the basket globe. Take some battery-operated fairy lights, those with a remote control will work best, and nestle the battery pack into the bottom of the globe among the garland leaves. Begin to wrap the fairy lights over and around the bottom half of the basket globe. Wrap over the top. And as you wind, try to space the lights evenly and tuck the end into the garland leaves. Next, fill in the center of the garland-wrapped globe with a generous amount of Spanish moss. Remember those white dollar store pumpkins? Give them a very light dusting of spray paint in a coral color. Once the pumpkins are completely dry, tuck them into the basket globe and nestle them into the Spanish moss. Now take one of the basket chains that you removed earlier and attach the connecting clips from the original chains to both ends of this chain. Then take one of your basket hooks and attach this to that middle link. Hang your new pumpkin globe on a porch or from a tree branch. Turn the lights on with your remote control and enjoy the cozy hanging pumpkin glow on a beautiful fall evening.
Do you want a beautiful fall centerpiece, but also something that's really easy? Well, then head to your local dollar store and grab some of these beautiful glass vases. And I'm going to start with the smallest one, and I'm going to use those orange slices in the bottom, and then you're going to take some saran wrap and ball it up and flatten it out into a bit of a disc, and I want you to put it in the vase right on top of those orange slices, almost like you're sealing them, but not really. You're just creating a layer to separate what's coming next, which in this case is going to be the pine cones. Once you've put in enough of those, add a bit of water, and then we're going to top it with a floating candle. So then we'll swap out and grab the middle one, and you can decide what you want in each vase, each layer. I wanted oranges in all 3. And I'm going to arrange these vases in a centerpiece, and you can do them any way you like. Ascending order is fine. We can light them for a simple display, or you can even grab some greenery or some fall leaves and place around the outside just to fill it out a bit if that's your style. So I hope that you guys found this very easy fall centerpiece super helpful.
You'll never guess what I made using old Christmas ornaments. I ran into Dollarama to pick up some extra supplies. Using a sharp pair of scissors and a sturdy grip, I began to create my Halloween decor by cutting the cauldron in half. I removed the handle and set it aside to reattach later. Next, I gathered some of my old ornaments in various sizes and textures. I removed the metal top of each one by carefully twisting and pulling it off. Using my hot glue gun, I began to attach the first ornament to the cauldron. I wanted to make the ornaments appear like the bubbles that form in a hot witch's brew. I continued to glue the ornaments all over the edge of the cauldron and on top of one another. I also added a few mini ornaments to appear like the pot had boiled over along the outside of the cauldron. For a fun addition, I added a few of the mini skulls to create a little more interest to my design. Once I was happy with the overall placement of the ornaments, I reattached the handle using a dab of glue on either side. Lastly, I flipped the cauldron over to attach the trick-or-treat sign. There you have it, my completed cauldron decor piece. You could hang this on your front door, on a wall, or even a mantle. It was so fun to create a spooky entryway with a pop of color.
Grab any color pool noodles, some black floral stems, and other spooky items from the Dollar Tree. Paint one foam noodle using black acrylic paint. Fold the painted pool noodle in half and use scissors to cut at the fold. Place down 2 Halloween skeleton hand plastic goblets. Add hot glue to one side of the pool noodle. Press and adhere both pool noodles together. Add a rubber band to the end and center to secure one of the goblets. Camouflage the rubber band using some more black acrylic paint. Drape and adhere some faux webbing over the centerpiece. Cut faux florals from the bouquet and insert stems into the foam noodle. Continue to fill and insert more floral stems. Turn on and place tea lights inside the goblets. I love how this Dollar Tree Halloween themed centerpiece turned out. I hope this inspires you to create your own spooky themed Halloween centerpiece.